your training going?
So training this year actually started really well. I had a pretty good start to the year. Obviously after the excess of Christmas was like, let's, just be a bit healthier.
What happened at Christmas, bro?
Just too much drinking, too much food and drink. Yeah, the year got off to a good start. Decided to do a bit of a speed block. You just get the pace back over the sort of shorter distances, 5K, 10K work. And then last week, fucking hell, absolutely floored by the flu. I've honestly never had anything like it. Totally wiped out. For two full days, I was like completely wiped out, but felt shit for a good week. Just unbelievable. So, but see, one of the things I didn't fully appreciate from being ill was the guilt. Like just being forced to like sit and do nothing, because I couldn't concentrate on anything like for those 2 days. And so you just start then feeling guilty because you should be doing stuff in the business, you want to be training. But I just had no other option but just to sit down and do nothing and just let it pass. So it was really, really tough going. You can probably still like hear it a wee bit in my voice. It's not completely gone. And that's now like a good 10 days after the first day of feeling ill. So yeah, don't recommend getting the flu. So hopefully I'm not contagious anymore.
Yeah, I hope you're not contagious, my friend. I don't want to be getting that flu. You were knocked out for time.
So bad. So yeah, I've slowly started getting back into running again, but it'll just be easy running for a bit until I can pluck up the courage to go fast again.
Test it again. I can concur, like since Valencia, obviously the week after Valencia I didn't do any running, maybe 5, 10, build up to maybe 25k a week, like not much considering where I was pre-marathon. And then trying to kickstart the year with all this motivation, blah, blah, blah. Just haven't had it. I haven't had it. My body hurts in places I didn't know it could. My legs just feel tired and just like fatigued. Yeah. You just have to give yourself a bit of time off, don't you? Like
that's it. I think it naturally, both in running and business and life, we want to like press on all the time and just keep charging forward. But I think your body tells you when you need to just take a bit of time. And after something like your marathon performance, like your big breakthrough, like it was a big deal. You put your body through a lot of stress, not just a day, but the build up to it. So you put in a lot of good work, probably push your body more than you ever have before. So you just need to take a time to get over it. And some people would say they need a week. Some people say it could literally be a couple of months. So you've got to just take the time.
A while ago, Bryan and I were talking about running from Aberdeen, where he's from. If you hadn't noticed, he's Scottish. Down to Grove Lane, which is about 750 kilometres all in. And that would have been cool. We came up with this concept of like home from home. And yeah, it would have been fun. And then we got to thinking, running that amount of distance would be more fun in a hotter country, basically.
Nice.
Why would you do it in the UK where it's like raining? I mean, look at it today. It'd be that for like 7 or 8 days on the road. I'm not going to do 750k because that's insane. I think it's about 530, 525k from Naples, following the west coast of Italy down to the most southern point of the west coast, which will be, just a trip of a lifetime. Why not do these things when you can? Do you know what I mean? I'm able-bodied, I'm able-minded. It's going to be a hard challenge and it's going to put put me in some tricky headspaces, put me in a hole at times, but I relish that challenge. I think that sounds really fun. And that's it. Yeah. Let's go do it.
Also, we're seeing more and more orders coming through from overseas. So I've actually done a bit of analysis to understand that a bit more. Yeah. And it turns out that we've now sold into 10 countries, which is pretty fucking awesome. Which we've got, obviously the UK, we've got Germany, France, Denmark, Czech Republic, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, USA, Norway, Spain are the 10 countries so far. And it equates to about 13.5% of our overall revenue so far. And that's zero marketing spend in those countries. So it's really, really cool. In the US, we're now up to 12 states that we've sold into. And like East Coast, West Coast, we've done the most in California. so far. We've got orders in Texas, New York. So yeah, it's just really cool to see that overseas presence expanding, and that's like purely organic as well. There's quite a lot of encouraging data points coming out right now from the business. So I think things that are moving in the right direction, we've got like roughly 25% month-on-month growth. Sales are increasing about 25% month-on-month on average. It's also been cool to see our average order value increase since launch as well. So average order value has increased about 20% now compared to when we launched. So it's cool to see that people are adding more things to the basket. And then returning customer rate as well. So just shy of a quarter of our customers that have bought from us have since returned and done at least one other order. So it's all just like things moving in the right direction. I think one of the biggest surprises so far has been that for a brand new business, not all of our revenue is coming from ad spend, as an example. So, you know, we have had to commit to some meta ad spend, which the pros and cons of that are for another day. It's actually a smaller percentage of our overall revenue that's coming from ads, which means the majority of our revenue is coming from, you know, organic work that we're doing. So email marketing and, you know, organic socials, word of mouth, people referring us, you know, just that general awareness of the brands increasing over time. So the fact that, yes, we are spending on ads, but it's not driving the majority of our revenue is really encouraging. And that number, I would anticipate and I hope that the percentage number of our revenue that comes from ads will just continue going down as more awareness of the business grows.
This next collection is pretty 90s inspired. You know, I grew up skating, idolizing MTV, Tony Hawk, all that. And some of the first brands I like truly like loved were skate brands. This is a nod to where a lot of my like reason for wanting to be a designer has come from those brands like Baker, Girl, Death Skateboards. Like, all these brands were so cool and so like rock and roll back in the day. Yeah, this is our opportunity to sort of bring that into running a little bit, bring some of that DIY, like nonchalant, like anti-establishment energy into the running world, which, don't get me wrong, it definitely already exists in running. So this isn't a reinvention of any wheels, but this is like, yeah, this is my creative output. So we've worked with like Gothic-esque fonts, Old English fonts, paying homage to where we're from. I think the visual language, yeah, speaks to heritage, which is cool. And then there's this theme I've been playing with of like, everyone has this devil within them. There's this inner devil. There's like the devil and the angel on your shoulders, but everyone's got this like inner devil. I've certainly got an inner devil. I think that's called character, I don't know, my dad would probably have other words for it, but I'm going to call it character. So yeah, some of our designs feature like the devil within the rascal being the Circus logo, which is quite cool. Again, it's quite thrashy, punk rock, like metal vibes. We've got some bones on the sleeves as well, a classic that we're sort of reviving in our way, which is cool. And then yeah, some staple heavyweights. So this entire collection is a lifestyle collection, all heavy cottons. And yeah, we noticed pretty early on actually with the Doberman, which is obviously 5 times sold out, as Bryan said earlier. We've noticed that our customer really enjoys this sort of this slightly heavier graphic element, especially within running, which is interesting because we're a performance brand, yet our top selling product is a heavy cotton tee. But people are obviously just resonating with the lifestyle and the story that we put out. So yeah, we're still in development, but we're just working out, yeah, colors, print sizes, what's actually going to make the final cut. But yeah, this is the fun bit of the journey. Developed a few new fits as well, which is cool. Just here we've got this like slightly boxy long sleeve. I'm pretty happy with. It's just quite a boxy fit, 5 centimeters shorter than our oversized tees. Yeah, so we've got some new pieces, some new silhouettes. I'm looking forward to shooting because I think we can layer things quite nicely in, a bit differently within the running space and tell just a slightly different story. You're seeing a lot of brands really push for like pushing heavy into tech, which is really cool. I love some of the brands like Portal, like what they're doing is incredible. And then you got brands like Saw that are really trying to break into like top tier luxury, and it suits them. We don't really want to follow, like, you know, that's their lane. We're still very much in our infancy. We're trying to find out who we are. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so yeah, it makes sense for our brand to have yeah, heavy graphic influence. And yeah, I think the 90s was just a really nice era to pull from. It's the golden era, man. You know, younger generations today, I think running has become so important to a lot of people because it is that moment away from their phones where your brain can reset, where your dopamine levels can level out, where you're not just like overloading your system with, yeah, dopamine hit after dopamine hit, notifications, you know. We're all aware of this, but the 90s was that era just pre the madness of today, which is, yeah, some of the best times of my life, to be honest. Just send your design to print, obviously, to figure out the sizing of the print on the product. So I quite like to print it out, test it, place it, make sure it works. Classic blue flames. This is definitely out of the deaf skateboards aesthetic from back in the day. It's just nice to like visualize it actually on the product before obviously sending it off to sampling or anything like that. Just to gauge it really. Yeah, I think that's gonna look sick. Because it's going on off-white as well, we'll have to remove the white within the logo potentially. Although that's like an element I really like about it. It reinforces the text. Yeah, that's gonna look cool. Nice and bold when you're running away. But that's another thing, right? Running's always been, to run in like 50s, 60s, 70s, you were like basically a bit of a loser, a bit of a weirdo. In the last 5 years, running's become really acceptable, which is great. But I sort of miss it a bit. I miss how running used to be perceived. Before it was this ultra accepted thing. You were part of like a small crew of like strangers, just like weird people. And there's something like fun to draw from that. Just like, you confuse your grandparents when you told them you went for a run, they'd be like, why? Like, why? That's obscene. The same with like rock and roll, metal. You were part of a clan, you were part of a cult sort of thing. Like you dressed so differently to like the mainstream. And that's still true today, I suppose. Ultimately, I think it's a cool design, so we're going to do it, and hopefully people like it. I put this one out on socials and people seem to really resonate. But yeah, this one will be on a black tee. We've got this gradient, more of a purpley gradient hue to it, which is exciting. Hoodies as well, we're reprinting the hoodie. Same super heavyweight number, but new design. And joggers. We're bringing out joggers for the first time. I've got a black pair of this, but I've been wearing for months and months. Super comfortable. Just the longevity, the quality of this product is insane. Like they will last so long. They'll be your new favorite basically in the wardrobe. Coming soon.